Hey there, guys. So, my kind of messy hairstyle, silver hair, is supposed to remind you of that Back to the Future guy. And if you don't know that movie, my apologies. Um, this is my YouTube persona a lot of the time. I'm just this talking head with kind of a red and blacky background. And I've been talking about my Stetson hats, just brief. This is not like a paid commercial either. So this is my ceremonial hat. I'll put this on. I have a workaday Stetson, and this one I was talking about is my other Stetson. I'll just wear this for fun. So I'm talking about city planning, though. I'm talking about, first of all, it runs in the family. My dad was a city planner. But if you're just thinking about, a street layout, you could get a computer to draw streets, give it a terrain. You can have an algorithm, but that's not the point. In some ways, it's not the point. How do these people live? What is their lifestyle? And a first question you want to ask is, what about intergenerational relations? Is it that the kids go somewhere during the day, both parents go to work? You've cut the family right there. And I think a lot of I would say, cruelty towards newcomers is an expression of frustration. It's like, why are you complaining that we're splitting up your family? We have to do that. Like, we're both working, our kids are off somewhere under the care of others, and, a lot of frustration with your own lifestyle, taking it out on others can be a problem. So we want more generational integration, let's assume, and how's that going to work? And then the other thread here is the 10,000 yurts, right? So where I mix the words Dymaxion and yurt. Now we have mobile homes, and the big way that more elderly people are expected to live in one civilization at least is go collect along the beaches in Florida, have a tiny fun home there, and bliss out. You're retired. And then young people are not really, they'll come visit. So is that how we want to do it with 10,000 yurts? I'll leave you with one more image. Windmill powered? No, the image is you don't need to furnish all these with brand new stuff, right? So we've got a surplus of stuff. The thing we have the most of is stuff. And yet we're still churning out more stuff. And that means throwing away the good stuff and making it, saying it looks bad or something, or making it really expensive, right? So we're trying to not do that. We're trying to say, hey, we're going to have a giant prop inventory. It's going to be bigger than a Costco, and it's just going to be full of utensils and kitchen decorations and flower pots and all that stuff that you want. And it's just going to be endless amount that we have. And you can just come in and say, I'm tired of my current prop inventory. I'm going to exchange this for that, right? And so the internals of your yurt are always changing. And you could think in today's value system, they would say, oh, you're living poor because you're using recycled, used stuff. Like you live in a giant Goodwill. And it's like, that's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is how, how dead to just dump good stuff all the time into landfills. I mean, what kind of zombies are you? Why don't we just use the stuff we have? We've worked hard to have it. So let's have a giant theater there. And, people are basically actors in making movies full time. That's what we do. And that's what I'd say everybody's doing, right? So it's just kind of a job description that fits all. And we have different roles. It's maybe you don't have a quote dead end job. Yeah, you take care of older people some of the time. You're in elder care, but you're also doing computer stuff. And those elders, half of them are helping you because they're still interested in their professional interests. So, as sort of a mid adults, you have a varied set of responsibilities in this city, right? You're not so super specialized that you think that because you know how to cook that you're a freak or something, right? It's not like that. People have a lot of skills, or don't they, right? So that's the question. Don't just look at a city and just sort of tune out the science fiction that would go under the hood. Don't assume they're living the way you are, right? Maybe, maybe not. And how would you like to live if you're not living the way you'd like? And stuff like that. Don't be afraid to say there's a lot of mistakes in the culture I grew up in. Almost every generations do have those questions, right? It's like, oh, it's okay to question. Actually, yeah, go for it. And think about something new, and don't let them tell you there's no money for it, because the sun is, it's not about money, it's about energy and getting people organized. What kind of movies do you want to make, right? And that takes directors. It doesn't just chaotic behavior is good potential, but you need to, like, okay, now what, right? What are we going to actually do? And I'm saying make some cities and experiment with new lifestyles and do a lot of recycling. You want people flocking to your city because how little plastic is used there. They just want to see that, but maybe that's not the way we want to bill it, because I want to use all that recycled stuff. You got a lot of plastic already made, already perfectly good. So to say we're not using plastic is not the right thing. We're not needing any new plastic. We got these plastic plates. We can use these for 200 million years. So don't need any new stuff. That could be the premise of this city. As far as furnishings and interiors, we are prototyping some, electronics and different ways of interacting, and we're doing some cutting edge, but we're not demanding that you furnish us with all new stuff, right? Okay. So let's talk about more planning soon. Look forward.